How do you price your photography business? You're at the beginning, you're growing your business, and it can feel a little bit scary to charge money. In this video, I want to give you a little bit of a mindset reset and give you 3 pricing models so that you can decide on what is going to be the best pricing model for you. All right, number 1, do not price yourself according to what you can afford. All right, there have been so many times in my career when I could definitely not afford me as a photographer. I would never be able to hire me. If you're new here, my name's Kate Byers and I've been a photographer for 15 years. I started out in weddings, quickly moved to high-end portrait sales, and now as a single mom, I do primarily mini sessions on about 10 weekends per year, making a full-time income. Now, through the years, I have charged some very high prices, and I want to reset your mind to a place where you're just not going to listen to most of what you hear people saying. Because listen, if you are not able to book you probably have friends that would not be able to book you, and you really don't want to listen to their talk about how expensive you seem, because there are people out there who your price is fine for. It's really not expensive for them, and they can afford you no problem. And let me just tell you this. There were many times when I made $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 portrait sales, but the exact same mom would complain about a $300 trip to Target. So I just want to say there's a difference between the prices that people complain about and then what they're actually going to pay for. And those two things can be very vastly different. So that said, now that you have a little bit of a reset and you know that, hey, if I bump my prices up, there's somebody that can afford me and this is not a problem for. Let's talk about the 3 pricing models in photography. There are 3 main models that photographers use to price themselves. And yes, we will go over some real numbers so that you can get oriented on this landscape of pricing. So number 1, you can charge a flat fee for what you do and include everything, like the whole shebang. They get everything but the kitchen sink with that flat fee. We're talking digitals, you might throw in some prints to sweeten the deal, maybe an album is part of it. But if you're throwing in enough that it feels like a very complete package, here's what I want you to know. That price needs to be high enough to keep you in business if they buy nothing else. When a client comes to you and you are giving them everything for that one price, they feel done and they may not buy anything from you at all. So let's do some examples. If you are a newborn photographer and you're like, well, I have a 3 or 4 hour session, I really don't want to do in-person sales. I don't feel like I want to sell anything after the shoot. And I really want them to have the whole shoot. We're going to spend so much time on this. It's going to be so good. We're doing the wraps, we're doing the props. I've got hair and makeup coming in. I'm just going to give them all the digitals and I'm going to include a 5x7 print set. If you are doing that, your mom client is going to be like, great, I got everything I need. All right, so your price needs to be in the thousands. So let's say you shoot one of these per week. You're doing your marketing efforts, the clients are coming in, some book, some of them don't. You manage to have a fairly full schedule, which is 1 or 2 a week. If you're at 1 a week and you're only charging $1,000 for this 3 or 4 hour shoot, that's only $4,000 a month coming into your business. And that is not all money that you make. You have got to take out taxes, cost of goods for all those prints that you gave them, the hair and makeup person, your studio space, all those props that you bought, the swaddles, etc. So you're really not making that $4,000 and your sale has stopped. So flat fee equals high fee. I just want you to get that in your mind. Now, weddings work the same way, right? A lot of wedding photographers say, I have 3 packages, but the 3 packages include a bunch of stuff. So there's your wedding coverage, there's your album, there's this and that. And a lot of wedding photographers do all of the digitals. They're not doing after session sales because weddings are so big and there's so many images. So with weddings, let's say you charge $4,000 for a wedding. I think our average in the US is still $3,000 a wedding. Somebody correct me in the comments if you know those actual numbers. But if you're charging $4,000 for a wedding and you book 10 a year, which is actually a pretty good amount of weddings for your first year in business, that's only $40,000 coming into your business. And again, deduct, take it all out. your full-time income out of that 40K is actually probably not going to be that high. All right, the next option is booking fee and buy later. So on this model, you're gonna charge something to book your time on your calendar. And then after the session, your clients are gonna buy images from you as digitals, prints, albums, wall art, whatever it is you have on your menu. Now, this may seem surprising, but for this model, what I recommend is a very small booking fee, $50 or $75 or $175, whatever that amount is that feels small in your market. The only thing this booking fee is doing, it is causing your client to take that appointment seriously. That's it. They made a commitment, they put some money down, you made a commitment, you're both gonna appear at the location and you're gonna shoot the session. That's all it does. That's really such a negligible fee. It doesn't really feel like part of your income. Your income comes from the sale that you're going to make after the session. Now, you can run this one of two ways. I know many photographers that do gallery sales, and I know also other photographers that do in-person sales. And I have done both of those things. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret, which you may or may not like, depending on if you're an introvert or an extrovert, and that is that in-person sales always make more. There's just no two ways to slice it. Talk to anybody that's done it. In-person sales make more. Gallery sales make less. I have a theory about why that is. I think it is because when you are the expert on photography and you sort of know everything there is to know about prints and sizes and how they look on the wall and which images should actually become a print and which should go in an album, and you sit with your client, they really see you as an expert and they see you as their coach in the moment to get the best thing, to make the best decision. So if they are going to spend $2,500 with you or $6,000 with you, they want to know that what they're getting is not something that they're picking out at midnight from a computer with a glass of wine and they're not 100% sure. So my sales typically averaged $4,000 when I sold in person, but a $6,000 sale was let out of the question. Now, when I moved to my family photo gallery business, those sales averaged $11,000 last time I checked. And then I did have one sale that was $70,000, which it blew my mind too. But those were all in-person sales. All right. On the gallery side, you can make $1,000, you can make $1,200. That's not out of the question out of a gallery sale. Now, as a photographer, there is a little bit of nail biting because you have only made $75 or $100, and then you shoot the session. Basically, you're working for free. And then you kind of go into the nail biting and the nervousness when you send out the gallery or when you arrive at their house or they arrive at your studio and you sit down for the sale. Yes, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking. And there's a third way to price things, and that is a low-ish booking fee with a few things thrown in to sweeten the deal and then a sale later. And this is actually the model that I use for my mini sessions. So my mini session fee is $249. I think I'll probably go up on that this year. It's been that for a long time. $249. I give them 2 digital images, and then the majority of my sale is later in an online gallery. Yes, selling in person makes more money. Right now I'm a single mom. My time breaks down really differently, so this is the model that I'm using that fits my life and gives me freedom and still gives me a full-time income. So also, let's say that here, photography is the thing that should give you the life that you want, and you should be able to pick and choose how your business goes so that you are the happiest and making money and doing what you love. All right, so in this model, the way that I use it, I put in 2 free digitals and then they buy later. My sales averages on the back end tend to be $650 to $750. I think I could bump those up. I know that I could bump them up with in-person sales, and I think that I could probably increase them over time in the gallery. All right, so the model that you pick really depends on the life that you want to lead and the personality that you have. If sitting down for an in-person sales session makes your eyelids twitch and you're like, I cannot possibly do that, you've got options. You could hire somebody to do it for you. You can switch to an online gallery sale. It just depends on the business that you want to run. The moral of the story, though, is that all of these ways make money, and you can run the photography business of your dreams using any one of them. All right, if you need a cheat sheet for your first year in business, I do have a freebie for you. Download it below. And if running a mini session business sounds like the business that you want to run, I don't know, maybe you're a single mom too, or maybe you just don't want to work that many weekends, then I do have a course for you called the High-End Mini Session Blueprint. It's only $47.50, which is kind of laughable considering that your mini session hours are going to be $1,000 to $2,000. Mine are at $22.50 right now per hour. So get it if you need it. It will teach you the full arc of marketing, booking, shooting that short session, delivering the images, and then keeping your clients happy. I do drop one video every day, so subscribe if you want to see the video tomorrow. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.